Hello, everyone. Hi. This is not my van. Oh, Lily. Lily's saying hi too. Oh, hey, Michelle Libby. She became a member. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate it. Wow, that was quick. Lily, why are you barking? Yeah, this is not my van, as you can possibly see. I feel like I have like a real live YouTube studio over here right now. Got my camera behind me. How are you guys doing this morning? It's a beautiful Sunday morning over here in Florida. A little hot, but beautiful. That is one of the reasons why I'm in the hotel. This is a hotel if you haven't figured that out. Hey, Ricky, so good to see you. Sharon, Brenda, Desiree, hello, hello. I try not to say everybody's names when they're just saying good morning or hello, because for the people who are watching this in the replay, they don't like it. It's just a little bit of a waste of time for them. So I like to get right into it. So please don't be offended if I don't say your name. If you ask a question, of course, I'll bring up your name on the prompt and answer your question. So if you could put your questions down in the comment section below, I appreciate it. Good morning to everyone who's coming in. It's 11 a.m. here on Eastern Standard Time in the United States, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard. And we have two new moderators, by the way. I don't know if they're in here yet. Michelle's in here, Michelle Libby. You'll see her, so be kind. I've got a few little trolls out there recently, not too many, thankfully, but I have three moderators now. So Maury from Traveling Solo, Michelle Libby. I don't think Michelle has a YouTube account yet, but she probably will here soon. She writes romance novels, so check on her information there and look her up. And then Tracy Kish, she has a YouTube channel called Freely Me, and she's a moderator here, but I don't see her just yet. All right, we're gonna get started here. So this is just really for you guys. What are your questions? What do you have going on? What's going on in your world that I can help you with? Let me tell you while you're posting your questions there. Oh, I see someone's from Australia. Hello, Michelle. Of course, yes, I saw you, Michelle. Sorry. So I'm in a hotel room. There's a couple of reasons why. It has been like blazing hot here in Florida. And of course, record temperatures when I was in Key West. I watched the news last night and they said record temperatures where I'm at right now, which I don't want to really disclose where I'm at the moment for safety purposes. But I'm in the hotel room because of that. I could go get an RV park, which I did actually have a campground, but it's so hot, guys, with the plugged into AC and running the AC, I'm sorry, it is AC, plugged into shore power and running the AC. It is very, very loud in that van. And I'm like trying to do voiceovers and YouTube videos and record stuff and think and sleep, and you just can't with that thing running. And once you turn it off, it just gets really hot and humid all over again inside the van like that quickly. There's hardly any insulation in there. So I sprung for a hotel room. The good news is that, no, I did actually have to pay for this one. Usually I don't have to pay because I get points on my Marriott credit card. But I used up a lot of my points this last year. And for some reason, I just wasn't using my Marriott credit card that much this year, which I need to flip back to using it because I get all these points on it. So hello, Amber. So yeah, so anyways, I have the hotel room here. The other reason is because I'm going to a couple of places, two places around this area here in Florida where I cannot take Lily. Obviously, she cannot be in the van because it's too hot. I could go get a, rover.com, put her in doggy daycare or whatever, but I just don't really like doing that. So I'm going to leave her here in the hotel room. She's really good. She doesn't bark very much. So unless you hear someone knock on the door or someone outside in the hallway, but it's pretty rare. So yeah, it's kind of acts as a dual purpose. I get to shower, laundry, relax in here, do some work, get AC, get out of the heat, and have kind of a doggy daycare for Lily in here. So that's why I'm in a hotel. All right, let's get to your questions. Let's see here. Oh, and by the way, if you could, there's 72 people on here. If you could, thumbs up the video. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps my videos to get seen by more people if you do that. Okay. So, what do we have here? Michelle Daly says, morning, come up to Savannah when you leave Florida. Yes, I am going to be coming up that direction for sure. I don't know my plans yet. I'll probably be here in Florida for at least another couple of weeks, maybe a week. I'm not sure yet. I have some plans loosely, but it involves, I'm getting a package from the United Kingdom. If you guys haven't seen this video yet, but my cassette toilet broke while I was in Key West. It wasn't the actual the toilet, it was the cassette holder. It broke and I'm having to replace it, and it's coming from the United Kingdom. They don't have any parts here whatsoever in the United States that I could find. So I'm having to wait for that. It's already been delayed by like 4 or 5 days coming from UK. So we'll see when it gets here. You never know with these things. Okay. Rocky Mountain Camperman Chris, hello. So good to see you here. Good morning. When are you coming to Colorado to see me? I was in Colorado this last year. Why didn't you come to see me? It's going to be a while. I'm here on the East Coast for at least the year for sure. There's a lot to see and do out here. I thought I might be going back to the West Coast the end of this year, but it may not be till the beginning of next year. So I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. Rebecca says hi from Australia. Philip is from Wales, UK. Hello. All right. Thank you, everybody, for your well wishes. I appreciate it. Debbie's Adventures. How are you doing with the Florida heat? Well, I'm in a hotel room. Oh, gosh. It's been crazy, you guys. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, come in March. It'll be fine. It's like 70s, which is like I chase the 70-degree weather. Yeah. I don't remember ever being in, well, it might have been in 70s when I was in the Panhandle, but other than that, it's been like in the 80s and high humidity. So yeah, it's the humidity that really gets you. I can deal with 80 degrees. 80 is not too bad unless it starts getting to the high 80s, but that's if it's dry heat. If it's humid, it's a game changer. It's just really uncomfortable, to be honest. So yeah, it's okay. I'm dealing with it. Key West was super, super hot. Again, they had record high temperatures while I was there and I had no hookups. So I ended up leaving a couple of days early because of it, which sucks because I really wanted to be there, but it was a cool place. I loved it. Forrest, when are you going to head north and where are you going? I just have loose plans. I never have like really concrete plans, except for like when I was going to Key West because I had to have an actual campground reservation there. It's very, very difficult from what I understand to boondock and stealth camp there. So I just didn't even try. I wanted to really have a good time while I was there and not have to worry about all of that or get kicked out and come all the way down there and have to leave. So I got a campground, but I'm headed north now. I'm on the kind of the east side of Florida now and kind of slowly making my way up. I've had some van issues and repairs. I got to a campground the other day and went to go open up the back door to pull out all of my electrical equipment so I could plug into shore power and my back door wouldn't open. The handle broke and I guess it's what is that? I forgot what it's called. Oh my gosh, I can't think of it. Anyways, it was broke and I had to go to a Ram dealership and have them fix it for me, so I went there, they figured out what the issue was, ordered the part, it came in the next day and I had it fixed by the next day and was out of there. But yeah, so just a series of little events, but I'll be headed that way soon as I get my cassette toilet. But coming up the East Coast is what I'm doing. And by the way, that doesn't mean that I'm just going to stay right on the coastline. I will definitely come in as well at some point, inland a little bit too, as long as it's not too hot. And I'm a little nervous. I'm thinking maybe I'm a little late in starting to go north because I'm looking at the temperatures and it's still pretty warm on the coastline. Maybe it's just this weird kind of season that we're in right now. Michelle Daly says, what's best advice for new solo female travelers with a dog? Pick up my travel trailer in June. Oh, congratulations. Let me know what kind of travel trailer you're getting. I love hearing what everybody's picking out. My best advice. Let's see. One, use your intuition for safety purposes, your gut. If you don't feel safe in an area, leave. I always say pick 2 spots when you're gonna boondock for the night. Now, this is if you're not gonna do campgrounds. If you're gonna boondock for the night, then make sure you have 2 spots to go to in case the first one doesn't work out. If all else fails, a Walmart, a Cracker Barrel, those are usually pretty safe and you can stay there. Your dog, let's see. I mean, having a dog is great. They're kind of a warning bell for you. Lily always lets me know when people are outside that I haven't even heard. So that's always good. And then what else can I tell you about that? Solo female traveler. I mean, safety is always the one that comes up. But I guess the other one too is a lot of women don't think that they could stay on their own on BLM National Forest stealth camping because they're not sure about it. They feel unsafe. But I will tell you, it's a lot safer than being in an urban area. And I was really afraid of it in the beginning too. And so my advice to you is just, if you want to really do it, but you're scared, the only way you're going to overcome that is just to do it. And sometimes, maybe it's better if you do it with a friend or somebody else who maybe you could be traveling with. I completely did it on my own, and I would listen to every single little, noise that went bump in the night and get scared. But then you get over it and you really realize that it's pretty safe out there. So I guess that's one of the things that I figured out when I started RVing is that it is a lot safer out in the world than people might think. Unfortunately, our media is very fear-based and they only show the bad things that are happening, not all of the good things. And so there are bad things that do happen out there for sure. But again, use your best judgment, be in a safe place, park under lights if you can, if you're in a city. I'm actually more concerned about being in the city than I am anywhere else. Make sure you have something to protect yourself with if you need to, baseball bat, whatever your weapon of choice is. I don't know that everybody's different on what they want to choose, but just something in case something does happen. I have been on the road for 4 years now, and I've never, ever, not one time ever felt like I needed to pull out a weapon to protect myself. Never. It's never happened. It's not to say that it can't happen. I don't want to give everybody false hope, but it just doesn't happen. It's never happened to me. So I know that was so long-winded, Michelle, but there you go. Okay. Gina says, hi, I'm in Tampa. Have you tried the wrist and ankle mosquito bands? They work for me. I tried it when I was in Alaska and it did not work for me. And I don't know, it could be the brand. There's so many different variables, but it didn't. And so, yeah, I was, looking at all the questions or all the comments that people had for me about the no-see-ums and the mosquitoes, because it's been atrocious, guys, like really bad. And I appreciate everybody's comments about it and all of the suggestions. What was I going to say about it? Oh my God, I just forgot. I found some remedies for it. The best one that people have talked to me about was alcohol. That really, really helped. That was amazing. But those things bite through your clothes too. So I don't know. The bands never worked for me. Tara says, tell your pal Kevin to coordinate better. Hey, I had mine up before him, so he should have figured that one out. Tell him to stop and come over here, and then you guys can all go over there or something. All right. Let's see. What is this one? The oils you use for night uses named Gloria 3 Traveling Nomad and Waiting. Oh, that's cool. It's beautiful. I love the oil. How are the bug bites lately? They're definitely healing for sure. I know like some people had said they thought that it was potentially bed bugs. It's not bed bugs for sure. It only happens when I go outside, and I haven't found anything that necessarily prevents it, but I have found some things that actually help it. So I'm actually going to put a video out about that soon to help other people who are affected by this when they're in Florida or being bitten by no-see-ums. I've never had I've never been bitten by a no-see-um before. It's worse than a mosquito. It's awful, but I'm definitely healing. So thank you. MC Young says, glad to see you have Lily in a seatbelt while traveling. I wish more people did this. Yeah, I know, me too. I also see people put their animals up in their, like if they have a class A, they put them on the dashboard and let them travel there. I don't know why. That's kind of weird to me. It's unsafe. So I just feel like they shouldn't do that. But I don't know. Lily is very comfortable in her front seat with her seatbelt on. Matilda says, good idea to take refuge for a bit in a hotel. Imagine how bad it gets there in the summer with the heat and humidity. Yeah, it's been seriously crazy bad. Good morning, everyone. Hair Market Salon, have you ever tried organic oil of oregano? It's a great topical antiseptic that you dilute with water and apply to your arms and legs to let it dry. Great for bug bites. I haven't tried that. A lot of people have given me suggestions, like I'm going to try the B1, which a couple of people had suggested. You can take that orally. I've done some different essential oils, but not just straight oil of oregano. I might have to try that one too. I'm willing to try almost everything. Okay. Megan says, if you make it to New Hampshire, check out the White Mountains. Absolutely. I'm going to be going there. It's a cool place. Nevy's Adventure says the RV business and van build are record highs and sales are already way above projections. Parts are really hard to find. Yes, and part of the problem is that my parts on my van are European. So that's really the biggest reason why there's nothing here in the United States. Cassette toilets are not huge here at this point. They're really popular over in Europe, but not necessarily here. So they don't seem to carry the parts very much here or the actual holding tank. Barbara, she says, good morning. How do you set up your mail? And can you name some titles of books to get for travel? So I have a couple of videos on this, Barbara. It's about domiciling for your mail, but I'll give you kind of the general overview of it because it's kind of a long answer. But I domicile in Texas, which is one of there's 3 states that actually are really great for RVers. So South Dakota, Florida, and Texas are really great for RVers. And I set it up through the Escapers service. It's an RVing club group, if you've ever heard me talk about them. But they have one in Livingston, Texas, and they also have a mail forwarding service there. So I'm domiciled there. My legal address is there at the RV park in Livingston, Texas. And I get my mail there and they scan it for me and email it to me. And it's actually really simple. If you go to their website too, they'll give you the step-by-step process as well. And I have a blog post about it and videos as well. So that's where I get my mail. And then titles of books. The one that I use the most is the National Geographic Scenic Highways and Byways. I really love to travel the scenic byways over like the really big highways because you just don't get to see as much on the highway. You can get there faster, but that's not what this is about for me. Fast is not the journey. The journey is seeing things and exploring and meeting people. So I love that book. It's one of my favorites. I'm on this quest to do all 300 of them. So my favorite book. All right. Good question. Karen, will you be visiting North Carolina? I will. Any state that touches the coast, I'm going to be there. The whole idea is to go up the coastline. And like I said, I'll probably go inwards a little bit too. Oh, Matilda, yes. The fall colors on the East Coast, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be there for sure for the fall colors. Definitely. Jane, can you speak about gas? Ugh, I just spit. Can you speak about gas mileage in the ProMaster? Which level gas do you use? Oil? How often do you change it? Okay, so the ProMaster uses gas, not diesel. So of course I use diesel, and I just use the 87 or above, which is typically just regular unleaded. Sometimes, depending on what state you're in, you have to use mid-grade, because you have to use, for the ProMaster, they want you to use 87 or above. So the mid-grade is 87 or 88, but the lower grade one, the regular unleaded, sometimes will be like 85, 86. So I have to go to the middle one. And then as far as my gas mileage, so the tires that originally came on the van were all weather tires. Yeah, all weather tires. And I got anywhere between 19 to 23 miles per gallon, depending on if I was in the city or on the highways. But when I put on the all-terrain tires, I lost about 15% fuel efficiency. So I'm getting somewhere between 17 to 19 miles per gallon. But for me, it was worth the cost. I knew that going into it, but it was worth the loss of efficiency and gas mileage, just because of what I typically do and where I stay on, again, National Forest BLM land, where it's muddy, grassy, excuse me, muddy, grassy, dirt, rocks. I want my tires to really hold up and not have any issues. And then how often do I change my oil? Sorry, I need fuel. I need water. How often do I change it? 7,000 miles, I think, is what it's about. Usually 7,000 miles is for the ProMaster. All right. Sorry. Uh-oh. Hi, I'm from Georgia. The humidity is horrible. It's the one thing I hate about the South. Yeah. Have a feeling I'm going to have a lot of it all the way up the coast. Because I remember like in 2017 when I went to Maine, there was some humidity along the Great Lakes and stuff that I was at. But it got a little bit better, I think, when I was in Maine. Oh, well, have to deal with it. That's another reason, by the way, guys, that I don't use my AC, is because I want to acclimate to this weather. So the more I subject myself to it, the more I'm going to acclimate, and it's not going to feel as bad. So that's the other reason why I don't use it. I know it can be a little bit more uncomfortable sometimes, but I don't know, just my thing, I guess. And plus I don't want to stay in campgrounds and be hooked up to shore power all the time. Okay. Rocky Mountain. Summer's coming, time to head for the hills in Colorado. I'll go to Leadville later in July and August. Yeah, I love Leadville. I spent a lot of time out there in Leadville and Salida last year. It's an amazing place. Rebecca says most of the hotels in Australia don't allow pets, so you're so lucky. Oh, that's unfortunate. Not very pet friendly there, huh? There's a lot that don't allow them here too, but I'm at a Marriott and they allow them. Shh, Lily. She hears someone outside. Come here. Come here. Come here. My little girl, she's usually quiet. Stop. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you. Shh. She hears someone. Hold on a second. No, stop. Come here. All right. Lily, crazy girl. Say hi. You're going to say hi, Anna? Look, say hi. Why are you turning your head away? She does this. She does not like to look at cameras. She's not a poser. Look. What? She's like, what's going on? You're on camera, girl. Okay. Sorry, I lost my place. I always do this. Okay, here we go. Ari, and don't go near Miami, even for psychological safety. Yeah, I bypassed Miami. Had no desire to go there whatsoever. It's not that I don't I've been to Miami once before, but I really shy away from bigger cities. I just don't prefer them. In fact, I thought about going to New York City this year because I've never been, and what an experience that would be, but I don't even think I want to go there. It's just too big. Hello from upstate New York. Hello, Teresa. You look so different with dark hair. Boy, those bug bites look so painful. I sure hope you don't get into fire ants. Those bites itch for months. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people said that they thought these were fire ants. It's not fire ants. It's no-see-ums and mosquitoes is what it is. And the dark hair, yeah, I dyed it, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, I think, but I've been wearing hats so much, so you guys haven't really seen it. I'm actually really, okay, so you guys have encouraged me that I might go gray. I might go ahead and stop dyeing and just go gray. We'll see. I don't know. It's a process. So this is actually my natural hair color. It just gets so light in the sun all the time, and it's really hard to keep this color. Let's see. Kathy says, do you have security cameras on your van? I don't really like to talk about that for safety purposes, but great question. I do highly suggest them though. Matilda says, have you ever had a random stranger ask to see the inside of your van? All the time. All the time. Just had that happen at a campground. Told him, but he was camping 2 spots away from me at the beach. Weirded me out. Yeah, I get it a lot. People are just fascinated with what's inside and the vans. They like it. It's so popular. I don't do it anymore right now. I kind of, use the excuse of COVID. I just allow them to like stick their head in, a little bit, or kind of look through the window or something like that, but not actually to go in anymore. And I only did it if I was in like a really safe place, and there was a bunch of people around. But other than that, no, I don't allow it anymore. I don't know. I've gotten to be where I like helping people and educating them. But gosh, sometimes it gets to be a lot. I'm trying to work and I've got like a zillion people coming up to me, especially like when I was in California, I had a ton of people come up to me and always ask me if they could see inside the van or they have questions. And like I said, I love helping people, but it's like someone knocking on your door at your home, your sticks and bricks home 24/7. It just gets to be a little bit much sometimes. So yeah, there's that. Okay. I'm getting more comments about, oh, Deborah. Ah, she became a new member. Hey, Deborah, it's so good to see you here. Yeah, so the new member, if you guys see that pop up, that's my YouTube membership. So people can join that. You get all kinds of other content from me if you join. There's all different levels. You can join at any dollar amount that you want. But you get live updates, pictures, videos, live streams, just a bunch of cool stuff. And of course, you get your own like emojis and stuff, right, that you can put on here, which are kind of fun. Let's see. Andre says, hi, Amber. What has been the most affordable data internet plan you found and what's your current setup? So, Lily, I'm going to put you down, girl. You're getting heavy. She's only 10 pounds, but geez. Okay. So I have Verizon and I have AT&T, and I use both of them just because one sometimes will work better than the other. The Verizon one is a grandfathered plan. You can't purchase it anymore, but it is a, what do you call it? Sorry, I can't even think. No caps, no throttles, completely unlimited. If you ever see a plan come up like that, go and get it like right away because you'll be grandfathered in. They stopped it about 6 or 7 months, I think, after they started it, and they've never done it again. And that's been a couple of years ago. So they're really hard to come by. The other plan that I have is through Reliable Internet. There's a link in all of my video descriptions where you can go check it out. You get a special discount because I am an affiliate for them. You get a special discount with them, and you can get unlimited, unthrottled, uncapped, not capped, all of that kind of stuff for the AT&T as well. So there's that one. So I use both of those. And I haven't had any issues. I've never, I also have a WeBoost system as well that boosts my cell signal in the van. So a lot of times if I have a very weak signal in the van because of maybe the place that I'm at, again, a lot of times when I'm not on the East Coast, I'm staying in BLM land, National Forest land. But even out here, I've had to use my WeBoost. There are some places where the signal just isn't that strong. And so using the WeBoost will help boost the signal and I can get internet. So it saves me a lot. Hopefully that answers your question. I have a couple of videos out on that too, Andre, that might help you. But I've had that set up now for, I don't know, a couple of years too. Well, before I ever became an affiliate for the AT&T deal, I was their customer for like a year and just really trying it out and testing it. And that's why I decided to actually recommend it to anybody who wants to get it, because I tested it myself and it was really great. But I guess I've had that set up now for probably 2.5, 3 years, probably more like 3 years now. And that's the same setup that I've had. Haven't changed it yet. Now, when Elon Musk, his whole system comes out, which Starlink, right now they're trying to get approved for a mobile signal. I'm hoping that that's going to be like the next thing where we can all get that, because then we can actually go into more places that we typically wouldn't go to, because it's either more rural, national parks, national forests where you can't get a cell signal at all. This should allow us to get a cell signal. So I'm very, very excited to see what happens with that. Okay, moving right along. I lost my place again. Keep putting your questions down there. Okay. Sorry about that. Suma says, do you listen to audiobooks while driving? I do. I have a membership to Audibles, and it's a great way to get my books in. I love to read, but because I drive so much, it's a great way to read my books and keeps me, busy, my mind, entertained and everything while I'm driving. So I really, really love that. I use that one a lot. Urban Gypsy, in an earlier live, you mentioned 2 places that will finance full-timers, Bank of the West and who else? Oh, I don't know if I mentioned anybody else because I couldn't remember the name of them. Bank of the West is who I went through though. And I believe there's actually 3 banks that will do it. So Urban Gypsy, you can Google that, but another way you can find out is just call a dealership and ask them, an RV dealership, and ask them what are the 3 banks that do it, and they should be able to help you out. Just talk to their finance department. I think that's how I found out about Bank of the West, actually. Sorry, I couldn't help you a little bit more with that. Tammy says, how do you get a spot on BLM areas? So typically BLM lands are it's just land, and you can go park anywhere that you want out there. There are some places, like when I was in Moab, Utah, where they're designated spots. I think the reason why they do that is because there's a lot of sand there in Moab and you can sink very quickly and get stuck. So they have a lot of designated spots for you to go to in Moab. But most of the time it's just land that you can pull up onto and park wherever you want. Of course, be courteous. Don't park too close to your neighbors, things like that. But that's pretty typical. Alice's Angelic Arts. How long did it take you to get your van ready for the road? Also, hello from Jersey. Hello. My van was already built out. Oops, somebody else became a member. Show my dog Patty Groover. Hello, so good to see you here. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate it. So back to your back to your question, Alice. My van was already completely built out, and so I didn't have to really do anything to it except move everything from my Class C to my Class B. But I know people who are building out their vans, and it can take sometimes anywhere between 3 to 6 to 9 months, depending on what you're doing, how elaborate it is, and parts. As someone else in here originally or earlier said, parts are really hard to come by these days because there's so many people, building out vans. I don't want that to deter anybody. You can still find stuff at Home Depot or whatever, but if you're going more elaborate, you're probably going to have a little bit more difficult time finding parts or just waiting a little bit longer. That's really all it boils down to. Jason Brickman, how do you plan for maintenance on your van? Well, I don't I don't know. I just look to see when my mileage is, it's about time, to change my oil. And I look at all that stuff in my book to see when that's coming up. And then I just look forward to wherever I'm going and then decide, what city that is and find a Ram dealership. I do have to call ahead sometimes and make sure that they'll actually work on a van, especially if it needs to be lifted. So sometimes they might be able to lift work vans, but not a van that's been converted into an RV because this is a bit heavier. So I always check that first. That's about the only preparation that I really do. And then, like when I had some warranty work done in Seattle, Washington this last year, I knew it was going to take like 2 to 3 days to get this work done, and so I had to get a hotel room. So I always just make sure that I tell people too that I do live in my van full time and see if they can accommodate me for that. A lot of times they're very, very, very willing to accommodate me. And get things done just a little bit quicker. But otherwise, I just have to go into a hotel, which is another reason why I like to use that Marriott credit card, because then I build up points as I'm traveling, and then I can get free hotel nights, which I like sometimes having when I'm on the road. It's nice. Get to go take a shower, rest and relax in an AC'd place. That's really what I use the hotels for a lot of times, is if there's adverse weather or warranty work or maintenance work for the van. A great question. Frederick says, what is the strap you use for securing your Berkey? I see it is attached to the wall somehow. Can you give details? So that is actually a luggage strap that I bought off of Amazon. And then what I did is I wrap it around my headrest on the bench seat, on the furthest one. So the luggage strap can get really long, and then you can tighten it in as much as you want. So I wrap it around the headrest, which is locked down to the bench seat. And then I just wrap it around the Berkey, and then it stays in place. I've never had an issue with it there at all. Great question. Nevi's Adventure says, I highly recommend looking at pirate history in the U.S. Oops, sorry about that. It may give you a few places to stop and see. Also, St. Augustine, Florida is the oldest city in the United States. Oh, it's on my list. I found out about that, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I guess. So yeah, I'm going to look that up. But pirate history, I didn't even think about that. That's cool. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Thank you so much, sir. All righty. Okay. Nevi, your dogs were barking when Lily was barking. Of course. My dog reacts to stuff like that too. Reiki says, who do you follow on YouTube? Oh gosh, I follow quite a few people. Let's see, what are my favorites? So I still follow, I'm so sorry, I keep hitting the table. I follow Gone with the Winds. I followed them for a long time. They were RVers originally, and then now they're in a sailboat. I follow Sailin' La Vagabond. They're also in a sailboat. As far as RVers are concerned, Nomadic Fanatic, Traveling Solo, he's on here, Maury. Who else? Gosh, there's so many. I don't know why I can't think of them right now. Trent Alley, Nomadic Movement, Less Junk, More Journey. And who's the other one? Oh, Keeping Your Daydream. I'll be honest, like I don't follow a lot of couples in RVing because it's just different as a solo woman. But some of them I just really enjoy the content that they put out. And so it kind of, it's good for couples or for solo people. So I watch those. There's a ton of other ones, I'm sure, but I just can't think of all of them right now. Those are the big ones. So. Yeah. Okay, let's see. DeRossi says, hi, Amber. When you're in Maryland, you should visit. Yeah, you want me to pronounce that? Oh my gosh, I'm so horrible about pronouncing stuff sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna try it. Is it Osatago Island? No, I know I'm butchering it. And see the wild ponies on the beach. Yes, I have not heard of that place, but I've heard of it over near, is it Jekyll Island? No, it's not Jekyll Island. There's another place that you can go to where you can see the wild horses. That's over there near Maryland. My sister goes there, and I can't remember the name of it, but it might be the same area. Thank you for that. Sorry. Butchering names. I do it all the time. You guys are always telling me like how to pronounce things in the comments, and I appreciate it. Especially when I do it on the fly. I'm like, how do you pronounce that one? Okay. More. Let's see. Put your questions down below. Here we are. Everybody's talking about the cuteness of Lily. Yes, she's adorable. Okay. It's a good life with Dora and Ed. Hello. So good to see you here too. Do you have a shower in your van, or do you plan your stays near places you can shower? I do have a shower in the van. However, I don't use it and it doesn't really work. I'm actually thinking about taking the bathroom completely out. And do you plan your stays near places you can shower? No. I just actually wash my hair in the sink and I sponge bath it. So I keep clean that way, and then I'll take a shower like under an actual shower head occasionally when I'm either in a campground, or if there's, I'm boondocking and someone offers me their shower there, or if I'm in, what's another place? Oh, a truck stop or state parks, or like when I was in, where was I? Alabama, I think. I was by the beach, and you could park there for $5 for the day. And then they had showers that were really nice, super hot bus shower I think I've ever had, to be honest. And yeah, so I took a shower there. So I find little gems like that along the way. And then, of course, the hotels when I stay here. But that's kind of what I do. People, it's kind of funny. I don't know. Showering every single day is, you guys are, people who aren't in RVing might think this is funny, but we don't shower every single day. We don't. We can't. We just don't have access to it. And so you use what you have, which is the sink, or some people will get the solar showers, which I've thought about doing, but I haven't, because some of the ones that I've seen, they leak a lot, and I just don't want to obviously have leaking water inside my van. So I don't know. There's all kinds of things that you can do to keep clean without having to actually stick your head under a shower nozzle. Okay. Yeah. Show my dog, Patty Groover. I don't know why I like saying it that way. You look great in that color. Not many people can pull off baby blue. What would your second choice be of a Class B if you didn't have the ProMaster? Would you buy a Mercedes Sprinter? Thank you so much on the color. I love it. I actually got this when I was in, you can't see it with that question up, but this is from the Turtle Hospital in, where is it? Marathon that I went to? Yeah, Marathon, it's in the Keys. I visited the turtle sanctuary. It was so amazing. They have a hospital and a rescue place there and release. It was really amazing. There'll be a video, of course, coming out about that one too. But thank you for that. I got that there, so it helps support the hospital. As far as a Class B, what would your second choice be? I don't know. I actually really like the ProMaster, and it's I think the best one as far as width and height. Mercedes Sprinter, I just wouldn't buy one. I know there's a lot of people who do, but I prefer having the gas over diesel just because it's easier to find, especially when I'm traveling to Mexico and Canada. And then the other thing is you can still find diesel. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that go and find it, but it's just not as prevalent as gas is. And then the Sprinter van, at least the ones recently that have come out, they've had a lot of issues, and they'll go into this whole limp mode until you fix it. And I've had friends who've had that happen several times, and it's awful to see them have to go through it. So I don't know. It's not my thing, I guess. I love the layout inside and how big it is and the ground clearance you get underneath. But and maybe it's because I've never been in one that I just wouldn't suggest it. But those are just kind of the cons that have kept me from doing it. I'm putting this up there because it's a guy saying it. So he says gray is pretty sexy. Yeah, well, you guys are gonna laugh. Maybe I shouldn't tell you. I'm not gonna tell you. No, I'll tell you. Okay, so I bought a gray wig and gray hair extensions because I'm like, I'm just gonna see it. It's a cheap wig. I bought it on Amazon. And it's kind of a fun thing you can use if I decide not to really go gray. But I'm gonna test it and see like how do I look with gray hair, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little bit vain in this way, all right? And a part of it is YouTube. Is I think gray is gonna make me look older. And while people tell me that I look younger, and I know that sounds so dumb, but it's a YouTube channel and a business. And I'm like, God, people are not going to subscribe to me because I'm going to look older. But what's funny is if you look at my demographic, I'm just being completely vulnerable and honest with you guys here. If you look at my demographic mostly is 45 and above, and we're all getting gray hair at that age, right? So I just thought about that this morning. So I probably will go gray. I don't like the grow out process, so I need to figure that out for the channel. Or just in general. So wigs, hair extensions, the gray hair extensions I got, I thought once I start growing the gray out, I can put the hair extensions in and then it will blend a little bit more maybe. That's kind of my thinking, but thank you for that. Rocky Mountain Camperman Kit Chris, sorry. Yeah, most guys tell you don't go gray. And what's funny is it's double standard. When men go gray, they're like, oh, it's so beautiful and sexy and salt and pepper. And they don't say that about women at all. Or men just shave their hair off completely when they start going bald. And by the way, you guys, you were laughing about I said alfalfa. Isn't that his name on that old show? I've got little baby hair sticking up. I've been taking these vitamins that have been helping my hair grow. And because I lost so much hair on this horrible diet one year, and it's just now growing back. Oh, thank you. I got a super chat from Angela Gentry. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's good to see you here. I always enjoy getting those super chats. Thank you so much. Yeah. Kathy says God-given. Oops, I missed it. Sorry. God-given natural highlights, no roots. Yeah, exactly. I think I'm going to do it. You guys have been so encouraging. And so many of you have said like how freeing it's been for you and all of that. I think for me, it's just the whole, I guess, the business and the YouTube channel. I don't know. Tell me what you think about that. Am I just being silly? I probably am. We'll find out. If I go gray and I lose a bunch of subscribers or don't get hardly any, I'm going to be dyeing my hair like really fast. Back to brown. Okay. Super Blessed says, I travel with my dog also. I want to clip my vehicle seatbelt in and then attach his harness to the belt rather than clip. Do you know of a source? Any reason to not use this approach? Oh, that's exactly what I do. I think I have it in my, if you go to any link inside my videos, to my Amazon, to my Amazon shopping cart store, it has the seatbelt in there. I can't recall the name of it offhand, but that's what I have for Lily. It's a seatbelt that clips into the actual harness and then clips into your seatbelt holder, and it works perfect. Never had any issues with it. RVing done our way says, smart choice not sharing the inside of your van with everyone. Yeah, I used to a lot, but I don't know. I feel more private about it these days for some reason. I don't know. It's my home, and I don't mind if I have the doors open sometimes. I really don't, but I think it's with strangers, you know. I don't always feel comfortable with it anymore. Okay. Donna Mac says, could you refer the people who want to see inside to your channel and a van tour? Yes, I do that. I actually have little cards that I made up, and I give those out to people. I've had these cards for a little while, but I give those out to people so they can go look at a tour there. But yeah, definitely great idea. Paula Jackson, hello. Hi, Amber and Miss Lily. Great to see you in Tampa. Heading home next week. Found a lavender farm harvest host in Southport, Florida to stay on the way home. Safe travels. Oh, lavender farms are amazing. I stayed in one in Washington. They're really, really cool. Enjoy your stay there, but so good to see you here and in Tampa. Oh, I got another super chat from Judy T. Hello. Let's see. Let me go down to here. Oops. Oh my gosh, I missed a super chat too. I gotta catch up here. Sorry guys. Hold on one second, Judy. Did I miss this one? $4.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I apologize. I'm so focused on the questions that I don't see it until I start scrolling down. So I apologize. I don't see a question from you, but thank you so much, E. I love that. Just E. It's so simple. And oh, who else do we have here that I missed? Judy. There you are, Judy. If you get to Connecticut, you can camp for up to 2 weeks at Mohegan Sun Casino. Oh, cool. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Thank you so much, Judy, for the super chat. Very, very kind of you. I love all of these places that you guys tell me to go to. It's really nice. Gosh, I only have I was only going to do this for an hour and I still have a ton of questions. I need to hurry, don't I? Okay. Let's see. I'm just scrolling fast here. Okay, so Michelle's got lots of great questions. What do you miss most about having a bricks and sticks home? If you could change anything about when you first started out, what would it be? What do I miss most? Having a shower. That's what I miss most. Honestly, I don't really miss having a sticks and bricks. Too much maintenance, too much work. I don't get to travel. In this life, I get to take my home everywhere that I go. And I think if you have maintenance or things that you need to do on the van or your RV, that's where sometimes you'll go I miss being in a sticks and bricks because it's a little bit of a pain. I'm not going to lie, because you have to take your home into a dealership to have them fix it. And you may have to leave it. It's a pain. Not going to lie. It's a pain, but you can go get a hotel room. So make sure you have a credit card with rewards points on it so you can start racking up free nights there. That always helps to kind of, outweigh the cost for getting a hotel and for having to do that stuff. But otherwise, I don't really miss too much, with the sticks and bricks, to be honest. If you could change anything about when you first started out, what would it be? When I first started out, I guess I probably would have gone with the van rather than the Class C, because I take that back. I would go with the truck camper. I love my van, but I found out about truck campers, what was it, last year? I knew of truck campers, but I didn't know how absolutely amazing they can be, especially the host truck campers. So I think if I could do it all over again, I would have done a truck camper because it's nimble like the van, except for the height clearance. That's the only issue. But you can take the truck camper off and just take your truck everywhere. So there might be something like that. But I don't know. I love the van. I always think about even this morning when I was walking Lily outside, I was thinking to myself, if I had the tow vehicle on the van, or if I had a truck and I was towing something, would I have been able to pull in here as easily as I did to the hotel? And I just wouldn't. Or when I went to go to some of the places I went to the campground in Key West, or I think about all these things as I go places, how easy would it be, or how would it be different? And at the end of the day, I love the van. So I would have either gone with the truck camper or the van. That's what I would have changed. Deborah, does a person have to go to Bank of the West, or what's the process with them? You just do it online. I actually, when I bought my van, I went to Bank of the West, applied for my loan, was approved within 24 hours, and went to the dealership with my information and said, here, I've already been pre-approved, and I bought the van. It's so easy, guys. So much better than dealing with the dealership. And they actually make money off of you for getting you a loan. So you can actually sometimes get cheaper interest rates if you go direct through your own finance company. And for all of you guys who don't know about this whole Bank of the West thing, if you are a full-timer, don't have a sticks and bricks house, you're out there full-time, banks will typically not finance your RV for full-timers. I don't know why. They don't like it. So there's only several banks out there that will actually finance full-timers, and Bank of the West is one of them. That's why this is coming up. So when I first got my Class C, I still had my home and they didn't look at me as a full-timer. And of course, I didn't disclose to them. I didn't really feel the need to at the time that I was selling my house and then going out on the road full time. And they approved me with no issues at, I can't remember who I was through. Maybe it was Chase Bank or something like that. But I had no issues. But then when I went to go try to finance this one, that's when they told me I was going to have an issue. So that's why I went with Bank of the West. Yeah, and it was like super easy. So everything's online. Just go direct to them. Okay. Matilda says, what's the weight of your van fully loaded? Do you take it to a cat scale? To answer your second question, I do. Occasionally I'll go over there. And then the first part of that is, I think fully loaded, I'm right at 9,000-ish pounds. So each axle is a little bit different. I think the front end is like 4,200. The back end's like 4,500 roughly. I haven't had it weighed in a while. I probably should. I've taken some stuff out, put some stuff in, but I'm pretty careful about that to make sure that I'm not overloading it. But yeah, definitely use cat scales, especially when you're first starting out. You tend to overpack a little bit sometimes in your RV because you're coming from a house. You're not sure what to bring. Go to a cat scale and make sure you're not overweight. And don't try to push your weight limit. So if your RV can only handle 12,000 pounds or whatever that number is, don't weigh it down to where you're at 12,000 because it doesn't give you any wiggle room for things that you put into the van or to the RV. And then the other thing is if you're going through mountain passes, you're just taxing your engine and your transmission. So I like to stay underweight, really as much as I can underweight, because it's easier on your RV. You want to take care of it. It's your home. And as long as, especially like when your engine is attached to your home, you really want to take care of that because you don't want to have any issues with it and you want it to last as long as possible. Okay. Alaskan Mall 63. Hi from Ohio. I'm a new subscriber. Hello. So good to see you here. And thanks for subscribing. I used to drive a semi and I'm familiar with life on the road, but how did you get started with wanting to do this? That's a long one. I'll give you hopefully the Reader's Digest version. I always wanted to RV and I just planned. It took me about 5 years to kind of plan it all out. And I just watched YouTube videos and I didn't know anybody in this lifestyle at all who did this. So I didn't really have anybody to turn to. And just kind of learned that way and then learned through experience. And then just figured out, what kind of an RV I wanted. And I sold my house and everything that I owned and just went out on the road. I know that's kind of a short answer, but it's really just the planning and everything. So I'm going to shameless plug here. I do have a course for just what you're looking for. It's called the Nomad Mentorship Boot Camp. And there's a link below in all of my videos. You can click on that. It's very inexpensive in my opinion for what you get. It's 8 modules and it basically helps you. It helps you, I can't even talk. I mentor you to transition from a sticks and bricks into a nomadic lifestyle. And so we also have an amazing group. We have a networking group where we have this community and stuff where we can really help each other out. And then we do live video calls once a month so that you can ask me questions. So it's not live streaming like this where you have to type it out. It's an actual Zoom video call. So really great interaction so you can get all your questions answered there as well. But it's, in my opinion, the best way to figure this lifestyle out. I know it's my course and again, but I really felt that there was a need in the market for it. And so I tried to fill it. There you have it. Let's see. Marjorie, did you have any camping or long distance working prior to van life? No, I had never RV'd prior to this. I think I'd been camping a couple of times with like a boyfriend or something, but quite honestly, I hated it. It was tent camping and wasn't my thing. But I did a lot of road trips and I really loved that. As far as long distance working prior to van life, I was actually working a remote job prior to getting into the RVing lifestyle. So that part was a little bit simpler for me. Where it wasn't simple is when I decided to quit my job and I had to save some money up obviously to live off of so that I could start my own business. And That's been 3 years ago. It's been pretty amazing, to be honest with you. And it was a risk. It was a huge risk for me. But my background is accounting and finance, and I figured that with that and my experience, I've been in the workforce for over 30 years, that I'd be able to find something with that, especially remote too. Okay. Jane says, do you have the big or travel size Berkey? It's the travel size one, the small one. Yeah, I really love it. Okay. Heather, oh my gosh, we're at time here. So I'm going to run through these questions very, very quickly. What about health insurance? Did you find a plan that has eligibility through the US? Do you do all your checkups in one location? And what if you have an emergency? Ooh, that's a lot of questions. Okay. Health insurance is a nationwide health insurance plan, and I found it through a broker. Kyle Henson is his name, through nomadinsurance.com, I believe is the name of the URL. I found my insurance through him. I'm domiciled in Texas, which is one of the reasons why I got the domicile in Texas, because I had nationwide health insurance there. Do you have all of your checkups in one location? No, I have some in Washington and also in Arizona. That's because I have doctors in both places. I'm really trying to get more of my doctors down in Arizona because I'm there a lot during the year. And then what if you have an emergency? I just would go to the emergency room, I guess. I've had, the only emergency that I've had is an eye issue, and I just scheduled an appointment. But I have nationwide health insurance, so it wasn't hard to do that. And then they have like minute clinics, or like, well, have you heard of those before? Minute clinics, or what else are they called? Just like urgent cares. You can go to those really easily as well without an actual appointment. So that's really it. Thankfully, knock on wood, I shouldn't do that because Lily will start working. I'm a very healthy person. Despite my weight, I'm a very healthy person. I don't have any health issues. I'm not on any kind of prescription drugs, none of that stuff. So I don't really have to see the doctor very much, which is great. William, hello. How are you? Haven't seen you in forever. Long time since the original boot camp. I know, he's my original guy. Hope you're enjoying most of Florida despite the bug bites. Yes, I am. You got to come into our community or our live video calls. I haven't seen you in forever, and give us an update about what's going on, because I know you were in Texas and still working and figuring things out. But yeah, give us an update, man. Come on. Okay. Thank you. Fatigue. There you go. Thank you so much for the phonetics. I appreciate it, Jackie. All right. Oh, goodness. There's still so many questions. I'm sorry, guys. I can't get to all of them. I'm running out of time. Uh-oh. Something happened here. Oh, Michelle. Yeah. Sorry, I'm laughing because I guess Michelle and Maury were like, they were going to take off Jackie's comment because it had a curse word ass in it, but it's the pronunciation. Okay. Some of these questions are repetitive, so I'm kind of skipping over them. You are so welcome. Thanks, Amber, for answering our questions. We plan on boondocking more. Yeah, it's so much fun. I'm going to try here on the East Coast to find boondocking spots that aren't just Cracker Barrels. I promise you, I'm going to. But sometimes when I'm just on the road and like traveling fast, Cracker Barrels are very easy to stay at. It just is what it is. Especially if I'm not going to stay for more than a day, sorry. Okay. Deborah says, is all-wheel drive as reliable as a 4x4? I don't know the answer to that question, to be honest. Sorry, I don't. I would love to have a 4-wheel drive, but I don't. Dandy Dan says, just do what makes you happy. Antonio, I've got gray mostly in the beard. See, like, guys look good with that salt and pepper, right? And Matilda, where are the Wear the wig on a live chat and get input. Yes, you look way younger than 50 and you'll look great in gray. I'm curious if you'll look older. Me too. Okay. I might try it. Maybe I'll just do it with my YouTube membership group. I'm not sure if I want to do it on here for all the world to see. Yeah. And Matilda, I know you're a part of that, so you'll be able to see it there. It's Mimi, y'all. I love saying that. XOXO. I love your name. Girl, I feel you. I stopped coloring my hair when school shut down last year. I'm a teacher. It's pretty liberating. That's what I keep hearing. Oh, I know. I probably just should. You know, my grandmother, my mama, she passed away. Her name was Joy, and she colored until she was in her 80s. Can you believe that? Yeah. And then when she went gray, it was this beautiful, like silvery white, fluffy, like thick hair. I have her hair where it's very fine and thin. And so when she went gray, it like was super thick. So maybe that's another great reason to go gray. Maybe I inherited her genes with that. I inherited her skin. So hopefully that will work. Cat. I attempted to go gray and my hair was coarse and fly away, so I went back to dyeing. My stylist said I need to wait until I have more gray. Yeah, I don't think I'm completely gray. I'm definitely gray, like right here, but I'm not in the back. We'll see. Now you guys are saying no to the gray. No to the gray. Try blonde. It hides the gray roots. I can't do blonde. My hair is too thin. It's very fine. And when I bleach it, it just breaks. It's awful. Thank you, though. Yes, they call men silver foxes, gray women, or a gray mare. I've never heard of that. Interesting. Is that good or bad? Jane says, I went gray a year ago and my hair is healthier. Cut your hair short so the grow out doesn't take very long. Yeah, I could just buzz it off. Would that be good? I could be like Kate Russo, you know, just buzz it all off and then let it grow back. And I just wear a wig. I wouldn't look good with buzzed hair. She looks good. I don't. It's not very flattering. Like I can pull my hair back and I don't think it's too bad, but I've got this. Yeah, it doesn't work well for me. Does not work well for me. All right. Angela says, you're so welcome. I love your channel. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Danny, it's precisely why I started going lighter and lighter, hoping to distract the eye. Yeah. So if I definitely do go gray, if I do that, I'll let my hair go lighter and won't dye it dark again like this. Like I said, this is my natural color, but I won't let it get this dark. I'll just let it get lighter and lighter. The sun will start bleaching it out, and I think it'll hide the gray a bit too. Ari says, you're young, vibrant, and beautiful. No need to go gray unless you really want for some reason. The whole style thing of in and out is media made. No, it has nothing to do with that. It has the fact I just don't want to dye anymore. Like, yeah, dye my hair anymore. It's awful. I hate it. I don't know. We'll see. Show my dog. Patty Graver says that I signed up for the 8-week Nomad mentorship bootcamp in October 2020, but never had time to take the class. What are my options since I missed the 2020? Oh, so you have lifetime access once you sign up, Patty. Yeah, you can get on the calls anytime you want. You have access to the community as much as you want. That's why I'm telling you it's a great deal. I actually lowered the prices during COVID last year and never went back up on them because I don't know, I just really wanted people to have access to information and make it easy for them. So yeah, it's a pretty good deal when you have lifetime access and you get to get on the live video calls anytime you want. That's lifetime as well. As long as I'm alive and kicking, I'll be doing that. So yeah, there's that. Discerning light. I'm all gray and never dyed my hair. I get compliments all the time. I'm female, by the way. Yay. One of my friends went completely gray and I loved it too. So I don't know. It's just, you know what it is I tried to go gray, like, how old was I? Like maybe 44 or something like that. It was a while ago. And my sister, I love her to death, but she saw it had grown out like this much. And I actually really liked it. And she's like, oh no, it makes you look old. And that's all it took for me. And I dyed it. That's all it took. Kemper the Camper, love your vids, 30 and a wake up sent me. Oh, cool. So glad he sent you over here. Yeah, we kind of share some of the same subscribers. Oh, lost my shoe over here. I'm so glad you're here. I think I've seen you comment a couple of times too. Okay. G, Photo Girl, what vitamin do you take that helps your hair growth? Is it biotin and Go Gray? It's called Foley Growth, I think is the name of it. Foley Growth, yeah. I'll have to find it because people keep asking me about it, and I don't have the bottle right here with me. I actually put my vitamins inside like a little organizer. So Foley Growth, I think is that name. It might actually be in my Amazon store too, if you want to check that out. Jane says, be authentic. Info is why we are here. You're not here for my great looks. Come on. Deborah says, yeah, I agree. Gray is so freeing and shorter hair is fuller and less time to grow out natural. Yes, definitely. AYJ, hello. I've been growing mine out. However, as a redhead, it's more white. I've been using temporary color when I feel like it. This way it washes away and becomes more natural looking. Oh, that's a great idea. Great idea. So glad you're doing it too. See, now you guys are giving me the courage to do it, I think. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to try the wig first. Okay. Whew, missed so many comments here. Okay, we're going to have to wrap this up because it's getting long. 4 more minutes. We're going to wrap it up at 12:15. E says, I love my truck camper. Woohoo for truck campers. Terry says, are you considering the Lance camper? I'm not. I have decided not to get a truck camper right now. It's just the cost for me. I'd rather put it into renovating my van, I think, is what I'm going to do. It's going to be pretty expensive for me to get into a truck camper. So I decided not to do that. I'm looking at the comments. It's a mixed bag. She says, I'm 75. People always think I'm in my 60s. Stay vain. Keep it colored. Barb's says, how often do you stay at RV parks? Like how many days out of a week or month? It's so rare that I can't even count, to be honest. On the East Coast, it'll be different because just don't have the BLM and National Forest land over here like I would on the West Coast. So that number will increase, but it's very, very rare. I just don't prefer them. What? I was on the road 5 months, stayed in my Honda Element and hotels. Since I've been home for a month, I keep running out of hot water because I got spoiled by the unlimited supply at truck stops and hotels. I used to have a Honda Element too. And do you know, that was one of the things I saw. This guy like on YouTube had completely converted his Honda Element into a place to live off of in California, I think. Can't remember where it was. It's been so long ago. So one of the first videos that I came across thinking, oh, maybe there is something to like this whole van life RVing thing. And that's was interesting. I thought about it, the Honda Element that I had before. I thought about actually like, you know, renovating it or something, but I was like, it's too small. I don't think I could do that. But good for you for trying and doing that. Okay. Antonio says, how do you negotiate a sales price? Okay. So with RVs, it's a little bit different than, oops, the camera unfocused. With RVs, it's a little bit different than cars. So one of the things that I did was I've always negotiated online. I don't go into the dealership and negotiate. So I get quotes from a bunch of different dealers, and then I have them send me the quotes for exactly what I want. And it's more hassle-free when you do that. So it takes a little bit of time, but it's a better way to do it, in my opinion. So I get everybody's quotes, and sometimes that means that I might have to travel to a different state, but I try to find it, you know, in an area that I'm kind of around. and then I will negotiate that way and see who comes up with the best price. That's really what it boils down to for me. And then also, if you're going to do a trade-in, you want to know what they're going to give you for the trade-in as well. So that's how I do it. And I just figure out like and I'll tell that, like, if maybe there's a dealer that I really, really like and I've gotten a lower offer from someone else, then a lower deal from someone else, then I'll let him know, like, hey, this particular dealer said I could get it for this price, and usually they'll match it. Especially when you're doing it online, it's just a lot easier to negotiate that way. And they're more willing to work with you because you're not right there in their face, and it's not an emotional purchase at that point. That's where they get you, is when you walk in and it's all emotional. Like, you want it now, they want to make sure that when you walk out the door that you have signed something saying that you're going to purchase. So that's why I do it online. Okay, we are at time here, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'll answer one more question. Leanne, it's about Lily. Why do you always call Lily Mama? It kind of started because I noticed after I adopted her that her little nipples were stretched a bit, which told me that she had had babies at one point in time. And so I don't know, I just started calling her Mama. She was a mama, she deserved the respect of being called Mama. And I don't know, it just started out. I call her all kinds of names. I call her Lily, Toodles. Her real name is Lily Bell. She actually has a middle name. Lily Bell, Toodles, Mama, just whatever I feel like that day, I guess. So just all kinds of affectionate names. That's it. All right, guys. Oh my gosh. I know, I'm so sorry. You guys have more questions, but I cannot get to them right now. I need to get off. So I try to keep these shorter because people just don't watch them in the reruns if they're too long. So I love all of your questions, guys. Thank you so, so much. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm trying to do these once a week. If you haven't hit that like button before you leave, can you hit the like button for me? Really appreciate it. It helps my videos to get seen more often by people who might need them, just like you guys. All right. I have a video coming out tomorrow, so I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Key West videos are starting to come out. We have one more. I'm going to the Everglades tomorrow with you guys. And then after that, there's like 3 or 4 Key West videos. I had an amazing time there, guys. It's phenomenal. I can't wait till you see it. Really, really hope you enjoy it. And I promise I will not be talking about bug bites so much anymore and the heat. All right, guys. Take care. You guys have a great weekend. All right. Bye.